Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. It's Manifest Monday, and today's episode 27. And today's a very interesting topic, guys. Like, we're going to talk about something interesting. I know a lot of us are currently dealing with that right now. How do you connect with people when you're in your 30s, right? Now you're out of college now, and you don't have that circle that you once had before. How do you connect with people? And that's what we're going to talk about today. So thanks everyone for joining, and let's get it started, Ramon.
What's going on, man? Now this is an interesting one, man. Especially like when you move at a different point in your life. You know what I mean? When you move when you're older, like that's where you kind of see yourself right in the middle of like not necessarily having your tribe around you
Right.
in a new city. You know what I mean? So it's kind of always interesting to be like just to see how you're gonna move when you get in these new spaces, man. And it's
Right.
kind of like you kind of got to force yourself out of your comfort zone. Like to be honest, my like if I'm thinking about myself,
Right.
I'm really a type of person that like I can do social settings, but
Right.
I can sit in the crib too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really probably an introvert at heart. You
Right.
know what I mean? So
Right.
I could do them, but so I found myself like um when you move to a new space, sometimes, you find yourself just, it's easy to get into like the routine and just being low key, you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So this is kind of what this is like. This episode's about. It's kind of like, finding a new tribe in a new place
Right.
or just even if you stay in the same place.
Right.
Um,
So like for you though, how is it like? Cause you moved from Denver into Arizona, not knowing a lot of people. I mean, your mom lived there, but like, how is it
mhm.
like for you to like kind of like connect with people? Was it hard that transition for you, or
Um, I think I'm an interesting case, right? Because I knew a couple people. I think it's always, and that's one of my suggestions would probably be like if you know some people in that new spot that you at,
right?
and y'all even just kind of cool, just reach out to them, man, because they can at least put you on spots. Maybe y'all could, what I'm saying, do lunch or something. So I knew a couple people out here, so um, we connected. Just let's let's go to brunch or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I had
Right.
a couple
Right.
people that, but for me, I think I was a little different because I wasn't necessarily coming out here like looking for friends.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Like that wasn't like my goal wasn't to just come out here and like, yo, I can't wait to get out there and make some new friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that just wasn't the goal, you know what I'm saying? So I was just ready for a new start. So um to me, I think it's like a little bit naturally easier to connect with people. I can
Right.
have like regular conversations, you know what I'm saying? And I can kind of go in any type of room and just talk,
Right.
um, if need be. So it wasn't tough for me to make friends, like and meet people. I think the
Right.
tougher thing is like keeping
Right.
friends around you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I like
Right.
you can meet a lot of people, but if you're not like tapping in with them regularly,
Right.
you it's not going to really stick and connect. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And as you get
Right.
older, there's on there's like a shorter list of type of people that you actually want around you like consistently. You know what I'm saying? I think you get a little bit more in tune with who you are, and it's like,
Right.
do I want a whole bunch of new friends? You feel me?
Right. Right.
So it wasn't
Right.
it was it wasn't hard to connect initially, but a little hard maybe to maintain them. You feel
Right.
me?
I mean, to this day, I think it's still hard, right? Because I feel like we are busy. We all have a lot of things going on, so you have to actively keep that connection going. Because if
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
guys are
yeah.
not willing to do that, it's gonna die off, right? Because at the end of the day, it's like we're all busy. Like back in college, you have your core group around you. It's a lot easier. You go to the rec, everyone is there. But now, once you leave that environment, you don't have that no more. And
Yeah.
I believe nowadays, you actually both parties got to be willing to put in the work. If both parties not willing to put in the work, that's where you see a lot of friendship doesn't last no more. And
It's a
I think
fact.
sometimes we already have our core group of friends, and then it's kind of like harder, right? Because you have people that you're comfortable with doing things with. It's kind of like harder to like try to like bring someone new into that core group, so it makes it a lot harder too. But at the end of the day, I think just for someone who are trying to like connect with new people, you got to be like something. You got to be willing to put in the work. You got to go out there and actively try to connect with people. And we
Yeah,
talked about
yeah.
earlier, and Dale, like what are some of the places that you recommend though for people to like network and connect with other people, like-minded individuals?
The easy one is right, like just going out to like like I guess like bars and like and I honestly I would even suggest like lounges and bars over clubs.
Right.
Cause clubs is like a it's like a weird it's like a lot going on in a club, but like lounges and stuff you can like you might could just go to the bar, get you a little drink, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of just talk to who's in there kind of
Right.
situation. So
Right.
that's an easy one. That's like a like a low effort pull up and kick it somewhere random. You know what I mean? But my big one is like thinking about like things that you're interested
Right.
in. So, for me, it was I can pretty much connect with somebody anywhere I go
Right.
if we start talking about music.
Right.
So like yeah, easy one for
Mm.
me is like, one thing that I used to do is like every time I took a trip, I would try to like book a studio session
Right.
in that city. You know what I'm saying? And then just like make some connections while I'm there. And it's a lot easier to connect with people when they kind of like are into the same things as you, right?
Right. That's right.
So for me, that would be the studio. So for you, fitness, right? I'm sure,
Right.
you know, I don't even got to say it. The gym is probably the easiest place for you to meet people because you're going to be there
Right.
consistently. You're going to start to,
Right.
and then, you start to see the people with the same routines and their discipline. They go there at the same time every day. If you do, you're going to start seeing the same
That's
people.
true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
So yeah, what would you add to that list, Diamond?
No, you definitely add one thing. The gym for sure, I think is a good way to meet people, man. Because at the end of the day, it just shows that you are trying. Y'all both have something in common, right? Because they are like pushing
Yeah,
themselves. They're trying to get better. I think it's just a good way. I think sometimes I feel like other people are just kind of like hard. They're a little bit shy to make that initial to start that initial conversation. Like sometimes you just like ask somebody to like get a spot, right? And then from there, y'all can like build that connection. And if you realize, you're like, oh, how far do you live from here? And then y'all live in the same area. I'll also say, man, network group. There's a lot of stuff, networking events around you. So make sure you like check out those networking events and stuff. And like work, man. Sometimes, I mean,
facts.
it's a little bit harder nowadays, though, right? Because we most of us work remotely, so it's hard for us to like get to know our coworkers.
That's a fact.
But and social media, I think we have to like leverage social media too. It's one of those things that you can connect. Because I met a lot of people recently on social media because they were into fitness. I'm into fitness, and we were to connect because I saw their location. They posted a video of them working out in Denver, and I'm like, oh shoot, I'm in Denver too. Let's connect. And Cassie said,
That's
it'll just
crazy.
go.
Six Flags, Eagles Garden on their ass.
So yeah, those are the places I would recommend. And yeah, I think you just got to be proactive about when it comes to like just maintaining your friends, right? Because at the end of the day,
Yeah,
nowadays, bro, like most of our friends have kids, they're married, they have wives and stuff, so they don't have that flexibility that they once had before. And also now you have to be, I think, open-minded too, right? Because sometimes it can be hard to like plan something together because your schedule doesn't align. So like it's all about trying to be able to like connect and figure it out nowadays because it's going to get harder than this. And for
that's
me
a fact.
personally, there are certain people that I feel like they are important, and I'm gonna make sure they're like my core group of friends that I'm gonna keep checking up on them. So I think those are the way that you keep that going, instead of just like going months and weeks without keeping in contact with people because you can't just allow whatever you're going through, like being busy and stuff like that, to take that away from you connecting with the people that you're connecting with.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like I'm not the worst person in the world, but I'm pretty bad at it, man. Honestly, I just kind of like, and I know everybody does. They kind of get into the mode of things,
Right,
and I'm the type of person that puts a lot on my plate. Just always, like
right,
sometimes like if I look at my schedule, so it just be like I'm pretty much doing something from the time I wake up
right,
to the time I go to sleep.
right,
There's not a lot of time of like just where I'm just kicking. Like I kind of like cut out most of the kick it time. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So like when my days are set up like that, the weeks move fast, and all of a sudden 6 months happened. 6 months went by.
right.
You know what I mean? And I love to do it, but then a lot of times I end up missing out on the reach outs to people that
Right,
I probably should have reached out more often. You know what I mean? Is there
right.
something that you do to like to help you? Like I don't know if it's even just little reminders, or you just be like, yo, every week I'm gonna reach out to somebody, or what? Is there something that you do?
Not necessarily, man. I don't think I have a reminder. Like I said, just sometimes I just have people that, who are in my group that I just have to like make sure and reach out to them. And also
Yeah.
they do a great job too. They reach out to me, so it's a lot easier, right?
Hmm.
And one thing I think for me is harder. Like I hate texting, bro. To just like keep texting all day, that doesn't work for me. So for me, it's like I'd rather just pick up the phone and call people. But like overall, I feel like mentally, I just know people who are in my life, people who are important to me. So I just actually try to just reach out to them. It can be hard sometimes. Sometimes, but like, damn, I haven't talked to like Cass in a minute. Let me reach out to him. I haven't talked to Ryan in a minute. I haven't talked to Zay in a minute. So you just have that core group of people that that like brothers. You have a team, you have a
Hmm.
squad. So you always have to like reach out to them. Yeah. So it sometimes it gets a little harder. I ain't gonna lie,
Nah, it's
but it
tough.
just yeah, especially when you guys like have different schedules and stuff like that. But I think you just like we just gotta keep trying because at the end of the day, if we don't do that over time, because there are certain people that I was cool with back in high school, man. Like we was cool and everything, but once I moved to Colorado, that friendship like died down because we never had that connection no more, right? To reach out to
Hmm.
one another.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes like I feel like not being so egotistical because sometimes we have the mindset, oh, this person didn't reach out to me, so I'm not gonna be able to reach out to them
Yeah.
first. So I feel like you just
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
like pick up
Nobody
the
wants to be
phone.
the first one to do it, huh?
Yeah, either
Nobody wants to be the first one.
you just gotta pick up the phone and reach out to your homie, man. If you think about the person, just reach out to them. Yeah, text,
Yeah.
call. Yeah, I think that's. I mean, that's kind of like my approach
I'm
with
just
that.
horrible at it, bro. Honestly, I almost have to put it into my schedule. You know what I'm saying? It's
Really?
just like I'm a real, cause like I, people always know like the it's like one of the reasons that people like rock with me is like some of the reasons why other people
Right,
don't. And it's because like when I'm in the room, I'm in the room. Like I'm connecting, we chopping, I'm like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm there, you know what I
right,
mean? But
right,
then when I'm not in the room, I'm not in the room. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not like the type that like if you're around me, you'll never really see me like on the phone. I'm just not the type that's like on the phone and
right,
you know, like when there's people around and I'm just in the room, just on my phone the whole time and talking to other people. I'm in there. But I'm like that in every room that I'm at. So what happens
right,
is if I'm in other rooms and I'm not and sometimes I just don't naturally keep up with
right.
people the same way. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I'm working on. You know?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the same thing with relationship, right? Because at the end of the day, imagine like if you are someone who's busy, you're always on the road. Like, how do you make time for those people who are in your life? I think it's something that, like you say, you're working on. I think that's something that we actively have to just work on, just going forward. Because it's going to get harder than this, man. Imagine you having kids. Imagine you having family. Now there's more responsibility. So how are you gonna be able to like make time for
Jeez.
people? And one thing I think is important too, just having like groups of people that you can travel with, right? Because yeah, you might not talk on the phone all the time, but you have like a network of people that you can travel and do things with. I feel like it makes it a lot easier because you
Yeah,
guys can plan like events and stuff, right? Okay, bro, we're both busy, but like, what about once I'm free this Friday, let's do something. And planning ahead of time, I think is a lot easier to make sure everyone's free and you guys can plan something to like come together and just celebrate, man. Because at the end of the day, the people in your circle, man, those are all we have. Like friendship is very important. Because one time we you heard about this, no new friends and all that stuff. But I believe human beings, we are relationship is important to us. Because without that, we can't really like push ourselves to reach our full potential. Because at the end of the day, if you accomplish all the success and everything, man, you need people around you, especially the good ones too. Yeah.
that's a fact.
But what I was gonna ask though, I think another thing that makes it a little bit harder is like just like trust, right? Because at the end of the day, you already have those solid people around you. Sometimes you can be a little more skeptical to go outside and try to like find new friends because at the end of the day, you got to learn to trust them. You got to learn, figure out who they are. I think those are the things that can sometimes deter people away from like inviting new people into their life.
That's a fact, bro.
So how do you
Man,
go like how do you navigate that and make sure that you find the right people, right? People who share the same interests and core value as you. That's gonna be like the next question then.
I mean, you know, I think the big way that I look at this shit is like the way people do little shit is how they do big shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it's just paying attention about like how people move when little stuff's going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? When the you know, I don't it could be as small as like y'all out eating or y'all get drinks and when the bill comes, how's people acting? Little stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's this little, and it's like it's not like I ever like it's just how people react when situations happen.
Right,
So for me, I'm always like looking at the little things, like small things, like you holding the door for the person in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Like just little stuff. Like, bro,
right,
I kind of just look at people's character. I think I'm really big on um just character and how people treat people.
right,
It's one thing is like how people chop to you, especially if they think that you can do something for them.
right,
But how they treat people that they don't think can do anything for them
right,
is a big thing with character for me. So I think before anything else, I'm looking at character and I'm looking at like things that we're interested in. If we're interested in the same things and you know our characters on the same
right,
level, then it's
right,
probably somebody I can connect with.
right.
You know
No,
what I mean? So, but trust is not like a small game, bro.
right,
It's like a long, like you can't really fully, I don't, you know, if you could really
right.
trust people in
That's
like
facts.
for years sometimes fully. I
Right.
mean, I bet you everybody in the world has something that they haven't told anybody.
Facts.
You
True.
know what I'm
True.
saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that means they don't trust somebody to tell them.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
You
true.
know, so yeah, bro. I think trust is just it's a long game, bro.
Right. And one thing I believe too, man, that's why I feel like once you're starting to reach to a certain level, right? At the end of the day, I feel like for us now, we need our core group of friends, right? Because I believe once you reach a certain level, it becomes a lot harder for you to like make friends. Imagine right now you become this famous artist, right? Do you make new friends now, or you stick with all your old groups of friends? Because at the end of the day, you're gonna have that in the back of your mind. Are these people really there for me because of who I am, or they're just there for like the glamour things that are in my life, right? So it makes it a little bit harder now once you reach to a certain level to like connect with like people because now you're wary of people's intentions. And what's Gaston saying? You like I think you have friends and you have acquaintances. Sometimes like it's like a comparing and contrast diagram. There are areas where they're overlap, but they're different. Both are good to have. No, I agree. What's he gonna say, Ramon? I can hear you. I can hear you now. What you saying? I still can't hear you.
I'm gonna
Oh,
just unplug it. You can
oh
hear me
yeah,
now?
I can hear you now.
All right. I'm gonna just pop out of this thing. um, yeah, yeah, bro. That's just a good point. Like, to be honest, as I get older, that's kind of like how I want to move. I want to have
Right,
like, I think I said this before on here too. Like, I want to have a small group of core friends and like a million acquaintances.
right.
Honestly, that's just kind of how I want to move moving forward. Like, you know, like, and then some people like slowly just leak into your new close friends.
Facts.
But like trust is built over time, so it's hard for somebody to move from an acquaintance to a close friend because it takes tenure. You feel me?
Right.
Like it takes tenure to become a veteran. You feel me?
Yeah,
You know, so
and shout out to Kaz, man. He been there, a lot of stuff, bro. Like almost all my birthday events, bro. Kaz, like no matter what, he always tried to be there, bro. Like
that's for
no
sure.
matter if we're going to Miami, Wyoming, Alaska.
I seen y'all doing the Miami walk, man. Come on, man. That still lives in my head rent free, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but it's crazy, man. I'm blessed, bro, because I can say I have like core group of people. Like, if I need something today, bro, I have people I can just call,
Yeah.
and they'll be willing to do that for me. You, Z, Ramon, Cat, you, I'm just say Ramon, you, Z, Ryan,
Me and
like Cat,
Ramon, huh?
Leo, all those people, bro. I have like core groups of people that whatever I need, they can be there in my life and reach out to me. And that's something that I don't take lightly, bro, because a lot of people don't have that.
Mhm.
Something you see people that I don't have anyone to trust. They're like, damn, you don't have anyone you can trust? It's
Yeah, that's
crazy
just crazy.
because I can fathom that, right? Not having people around you that you can do things with. And maybe that's a reflection of who you are sometimes, right? Because I feel like if you have good energy, if you have positive vibes too, you were able to like attract people who are like minded. So sometimes
Yeah.
look at yourself too, right? If you're unable to attract quality people into your life, maybe are you a quality person yourself?
Man, that's bro. That's like one of the rules I kind of always follow is like you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I live by. And I think my cousin was like asking me one time, is like he's like, how do you have so many quality people around you? And I was just like, I take a lot of time to like consider myself a quality person. So
right,
like I don't really I don't find myself like having to work to get quality people around me. Somehow they just always fall into
right,
place.
right,
Wherever I'm at though, like in
right,
different countries, in different cities,
right,
it just works out like that. Like it's like that energy is just, you know what I'm
right,
saying? It just naturally finds each other, right? Like, you know, if you looking for quality person and you not one, they not
right,
looking for you.
right,
You feel me?
right.
Like
And that's a
it's
fact.
like that's just
That's a fact.
you know what I'm saying? So really
Right,
like to be honest, before you look for somebody, you gotta kind of as cliche as it sounds, kind of look at you.
right.
Really like and just be like, yeah, like I need to there's some shit I need to work on. You feel me?
Right, right. No, I agree, man, because I think people overall want to be around people who are chill, pleasant, not just all out of drama. Because I don't want to hang out when I go out with a person. I don't want every time we go out downtown, he's trying to start a fight.
Yeah,
I don't want that. So sometimes it's about you have to be what you're trying to attract.
that's
And
a
you see
fact.
this in a relationship. I'm gonna like switch a little bit. You see this in relationship, right? Most people are asking for something that they're not willing to get. Like they're like, oh, I want a baddie, or I want this person who has all these things. But what do you have any of those things that you're asking for? You want someone who's in a great shape, go to the gym, but you're not going to the gym. You want someone who has a good credit score, but your credit score is low. So like, I feel like sometimes we have to be realistic into what we're asking for.
Yeah,
Is that we have to because you have to be willing to give whatever it is that you're asking for in return. And I think a
that's a
lot of
fact.
people are not willing to do that and give those things, but they just want those things to fall in their lap.
Bro, it's funny that you say that because it's kind of like it kind of made me laugh when you were saying that, bro. Because I was thinking like if you're trying to connect with somebody like that's not like
Right,
you, right?
right,
Like you
right,
trying like if you're trying to get then you don't even fuck with you. Like you know
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
Like if you're trying to connect with some people that do different things than you, right? And if you can't look at yourself and be like that's somebody I would connect with, then
right, right,
there's a deeper
right,
there's a different thing that you need to tackle, brother. Like you know what I'm saying? Just being for real though, like not
yeah,
even to be no way. It's just like there's some shit you got to figure out before that. You know what I'm saying? Like either you connect with the people that's on your level, or you
right,
level up and then you
right.
connect with a new level of person. You know what I mean?
I agree. And one
Yeah,
thing, and also one thing I believe, though, the more you level up, bro, like I believe the people now you come in contact with are a lot different because they're only on your level. Because I right now, this current state in my life, the people that I'm connecting with are people who are doing things that I'm doing or things I'm trying to accomplish. And not to say I'm better than certain people, but there are certain friendship I'm not willing to sacrifice or put the time and effort into it to cultivate those kind of friendship. Because I end of the day, I'm like, bro, you cool and everything, but I don't want to be where you at right now. So for that reason, I'm not willing. Yeah, I'm gonna be cool with you when I see you out. I'm gonna say what's up to you, but I'm not gonna be hanging out with you, going out with you.
yeah,
And same thing, bro. Like just in Philly, bro, because growing up in Philly, being in high school over there, I had some friends who were like cool. I was cool with them on campus, right? But after school, I didn't hang out with them because they had other shit they were doing. Because like I don't want to be. I don't know who you're beefing with. I don't want to be in that situation that I'm driving
yeah.
with you. I don't know what you're doing. Then my life is in jeopardy because you have another issue with this other person. So for that reason, I never hang out with them outside of school. I'm gonna say what's up to you. We cool here, but once we leave here, I'm not going in your neighborhood. Like I don't know you like that. Because at the end of the day,
That's real.
like just self-preservation, right? Because you don't know what the other person is doing, and I think that's sometimes some of the reason I think it's a little bit harder, right? Because now you already have your core groups of friends, you're not willing to risk that and try to like bring new people into your circles. Because sometimes you don't know their intentions. You don't know if they are just there to like really rock with you, or they are there like envious of what you're doing. So you can be like, little more skeptical about all that too. I think that's sometimes one of the reason why people are not actively willing to try to like create new friends too.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact because everybody's kind of protecting their own energy in that sense, right? And you don't really know what people's intentions are. You got to think about like we said, like like the concept that I had to understand as I got older is that the concept that
Right,
everybody uses everybody in
right,
some way, right? And I just didn't understand that when I was younger. Like, I thought using was a bad thing, but it's a human thing
right,
to use people. It's just like, like everybody uses everybody. Even if it's a friend that you never asked something from, you maybe
right,
just use them for good vibes
right,
or like to lift your energy. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So that's something I had to come with, and everybody's kind of protected in it in their own way because you got to figure that a new person that you don't know that
right,
wants to rock with you wants to
right,
use you in a way that you don't know yet.
right,
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like if they're trying to connect with you, it's like they want to use me for something that I don't even know what that something is yet.
right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of natural to be skeptical of like what I'm trying to figure out what they want from me. You know what I mean? Because everybody kind of necessarily wants something from you a little bit.
Fact,
Even
fact.
if it's just energy and time, even if it's just, maybe trying to get a free gym session, a coaching session from you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like everybody wants, and
Right,
like I said, I don't think that's always a bad thing, but you just
right.
want to test out what that is. You know what
Right,
I mean?
right. And one thing I was gonna add too, right? Because sometimes like you grew up with people and you have that connection, and sometimes we outgrow our friends too. Like just because we went to high school together, just because we went to college together, it doesn't mean that we should be friends now. Because sometimes like our core values doesn't align no more, and sometimes it's kind of like hard, right? Because you see people, oh, they used to be cool before, but like, because there are certain people I used to be cool with, but now we're not cool no more because what they're currently doing, that's not what I'm trying to be at. So like it's okay sometimes, right, to outgrow people. It's okay sometimes, like just because you and the person go to y'all went to middle school together, it doesn't mean that y'all should be buddies now. If you guys have
That's a
different
fact.
perspective on life, something I feel like we hold on to this old friendship because we have the long history of attachment. We don't want to let it go, but sometimes it's okay to let go of those friendships and things that are not like serving you. I believe too.
Have you ever had to actually have a conversation that was like, yo, we probably can't be cool no more, or do they just like mainly like fizzle out?
I
I
would
know
say
a lot of them just fizzle out, but have you ever
right.
had to just like actively be like, we probably not cool like that no more,
I
bro?
mean, yes, I have, but it was kind of hard because he was annoying, right? I mean, he's in Africa right now. It was cool and everything, but I felt like every time he reached out to me, it was because he needed something, and I
Yeah,
felt like it was more of like kind of like I was like, bro, this is not friendship, bro, because you don't call to check up on me. You just
yeah.
call to see how I'm doing. But whenever you reach out, it's like you need something. At the end of the
Like
day,
you
I was like,
already, it makes you not even want to answer.
yeah,
Like you
yeah,
know
because
what the
I
call
feel
is gonna be
you.
about. Like,
Right, yeah, I feel you. So at the end of the day, I just had to have that conversation with him, man. I was like, you know what, bro? But I don't feel like this is a genuine friendship. It's just one sided, right? Because like it's always you just asking for things. Like you never call one day to just, bro. He never called to check up on me, like anything I was going on. He's like whatever he needs. So I just realized that that's not something I want. It was kind of like a hard conversation because that was the first time actually doing that. But most often, like other scenario, we just kind of like fall out. Like we don't reach out to each other no more. It just like
yeah,
it just fizzles out.
yeah. Most times I feel like like just makes that happen, and because I like when you said outgrow people, sometimes I don't even know if that's the exact thing as what happens all the time. Sometimes you just outgrow things you used to do,
Right,
and they like stay still like doing them.
right,
You know what I'm saying? And
right,
at that
right,
point, it's kind of like I
right,
I'm just not into some of the same shit that I'm into that I used to be into. You know what I mean? Different things excite me now. You know what I'm saying? Like travel, like that's like that's why it's cool. Like when me, you and Z like taking like certain different types of
right,
trips and just I started to realize even on those trips when you meet people, like if you take a overseas trip, when you start talking to people like on those flights, it's just even a different conversation.
right,
They're usually into different things, they're
right,
from different places, they've been seeing different things. It's a different type of conversation. So you just start being in different rooms that like inspire you in a different way. You know what I mean? And then that's when you realize like, okay, this is the type of shit that I like doing.
right.
You know what I mean? So sometimes it's kind of like you're just outgrowing certain things you used to do,
Right,
and then and you naturally just
right,
are around people that
right.
are similar in that sense. You know what I mean?
Right. And also, I would say like social media been a great tool to like bring us together. However, I can see as a way that it kind of like helps separate us for a little bit. For it helps separate us, right? Because at the end of the day, nowadays, I feel like you can be at home just hanging out just on your phone all day without missing that human interaction because you don't need it, right? You have something to distract you a little bit. So I feel like sometimes social media makes it a little bit harder for us to actually put our stuff out there because we have all these friends, quote unquote friends online, right? Your followers and stuff like that. So now you have the delusion that you have people around you and stuff, and now you don't want to like put yourself out there to make friends.
Yeah,
So I think
yeah, yeah. That- That's an interesting point, man.
because end of the day, yeah, because before, right? See, before social media, like you'd be bored in the house. You're not gonna like after a while, you're like, let me go outside. But nowadays, I can just sit on my phone. I can see what you're doing. I can see what's like everyone's doing. Then I can create this delusion that I have all these people, but quote unquote, like God forbid, if stuff happens to go down, most of the people are not really gonna be there for you like that. Just very few of them, But it
Five
give her
thousand
this.
followers doesn't mean 5,000 friends.
Right, but I feel like it gave us this false delusion that we have a lot of friends. We have people really
Mm.
like our pictures, and but I think I
And you
feel
feel
like
like you connect with them.
right,
Like even like you feel like a like and a comment is a connect.
right,
Like it's like, man, I just got up. I even seen like that, like some people ask me like when's the last time you talked to whatever, and I'm like, I mean, we here and there on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Instagram, I see him doing his thing. He just had a baby, you know what I'm saying? Like
right,
so
right,
you feel like you're connecting, but you are in a little bit,
right,
but not the same way, you
right.
know what I mean?
It's just like I think it's on the surface, right? In order to like build great friendship, I think it has to be way deeper than that too, right? Because I feel like that's some of the reason why I would just because nowadays you can just stay home, bro, and not be really bored
That's
because you have all the
a fact.
distractions, you have all these things that's sucking up your time. But at the end
That's
of
a
the day, I
fact.
feel like even like when you see that when it comes to dating relationship, right? I heard some of my female friends like most men don't have that courage to approach women in real life no more. I'm like, damn, we're losing those
They
skills
don't have
now.
to. They don't,
You don't have to.
like, yeah, it's crazy.
So over time, even though it's like it's been a great deal, it's been helping us, right? By the same time, I feel like it's hurting us because we are lacking those skills, those basic skill sets, being able to like read someone nonverbal cues like body language and stuff like that. I think we are missing out on those important things as human beings, just with with social medias and all that.
Kind of connecting the point that we was talking, like, the main thing of the episode. I seen this dude talking about like for dudes that are like like nervous or to talk to women and stuff like that. He said just make it like a goal, like when you go out, just to like have random conversations again. You know what
Right,
I'm saying? And not expecting them to go anywhere. I think some people get nervous around people because they have an expectation of how they want it to go. If
right,
you just have a random conversation, sometimes it's like you know what I'm saying. Like you might not be as nervous to talk to your server
right.
because like all like it's just like a regular conversation and like this is happening because I want the food. You're bringing the food, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like I think people want something out of conversations and it makes them more nervous to have the conversations. But just having you got to normalize just having regular conversations, like bro, like
yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's true. And bro, when I was in my apartment, because sometimes I would go like 2 or 3 days without actually talking to someone, right? Because I ended up just by myself, and I'm like, wow, this is kind of weird, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
in the
yeah.
apartment by yourself. But yeah, I was talking to my friends online and everything, but just having that face-to-face conversation, it would be like 2 or 3 days before I have this type of conversation. I'm like, man, this is kind of weird. And I feel like most people go most of their life, not being able to like connect because they have all these friends, especially when you play games, right? Your PS5, you have all your friends, your online friends and stuff like that. And over time, we are like losing those skills that are necessary in today world. It's insane, man.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
It's a weird thing, man. I find myself in that same thing sometimes. It's like, I mean, like I said, I work from home and a lot of stuff that I do musically, it's like you said, you can do a lot from the crib now.
right,
So like you
right,
don't have to all the way go outside. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. It's a crazy time we in, man.
But like,
I think you
how
said
do
how do you
you like for somebody, right? Let's say someone who is actually actively looking for friends. They're like, I think, how do you like break break away from your comfort zone though, right? Let's say you work from home, work remotely, you don't have that much activities and stuff like that. How do you create? How do you go out and navigate and find like your core, like people who are like friends? How do you do that? Because it's kind of hard. It's kind of like scary sometimes. I can like understand like why sometimes
yeah.
people don't do that.
And it's because it's the exact thing that you said. Shout out to Cash. He said he said I'm on fire today. Shout out to Cash, man. Nah,
Your
but
famous
like
threes.
but like what you said is like get outside your comfort zone. Like that's the biggest piece that you kind of got to
Right,
realize is that like when you're in your comfort zone, you're
right,
comfortable.
right,
So it is going. You have to understand, like, if you want anything to be different in your life, you got to get outside of that.
right,
You have to. You know what I mean? It's not going to be comfortable. It's going to be weird. I heard this one thing that said like the first 5 to 15 minutes of anything is uncomfortable.
right,
Like the first 5 minutes of your workout is uncomfortable, but once you're 15 minutes in, it's easy, right? The first
right,
5 minutes of a conversation is uncomfortable, but once you're in it,
right,
it's
right,
easy. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be uncomfortable for 5 to 15 minutes, and then you're in there. Like you know what
right,
I'm saying? Like you
right.
know. So I think the biggest thing is just willing to be uncomfortable for a little piece of time and realizing that it's really not as bad as you think it is. You know what I'm saying? Or as hard as you think it is. You feel me?
Right, right. And also when it comes to friendship, man, I realize like we talked about earlier, like quality outweigh quantity, right? Because at the end of the day, man, you just need few core groups of people. You don't need all those fake people around you. I'd rather have one loyal, dope friend than have like five or six or eight people. And one thing for me too that I do, bro, like I listen to when I'm meeting new friends, I listen to some of the stories that they tell me. So let's, for example, if I met a guy, he was talking about, oh yeah, like a new person, right? He was like, yeah, oh, I'll talk to one of my homie girl. You're not the type of person I want to have in my circle, right?
That's a fact.
So it's like you got to make sure like quote unquote like interview your friend because at the end of the day, if you're the type of person who like backstabbing all your friends, why make me think you're not gonna do that to me?
Nah, you hit
Yeah,
that on the money,
you
bro.
know, like
That's a
so.
big one.
I feel like we have to like interview because at the end of the day, man, you invite those people into your life. So at the end of the day, you got to be willing to take that time and interview people in the sense that just be like I feel like characters matter sometimes. If people are willing to like talk about
All
and
the time.
gossip about other people, they're gonna be willing to gossip about you. Just because they're talking dirt about this other person in your person doesn't mean that once you leave, they're not gonna do that about
Yeah,
you.
you're the exception. Like, nah,
Right.
bro. You about to be that next conversation. You know what I'm saying? Right after this.
You know, because I know that I believe that everything that happens in our life, we are kind of like somehow responsible. Because at the end of the day, if you invite that person who told you, hey, my other friend, I'll smash his girl, right? Don't be surprised if that person try to do that to you because he told you about that.
People
You
telling
know, like so.
on themselves, bro, all the time. People tell on themselves. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like, you just don't be listening. I mean, and, you know, and sometimes it's just like it's how they say it. It might sound funny. It might
Right,
sound cool, but like you know how they put it was a certain way. But if you just
right.
listen to what people say, a lot of times they'll tell you exactly who they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like that's something that we should pay attention to. It's like interview, man. I think we have to at this stage in our life. We already have our core groups of friends, but now if we're trying to go outside and like invite new people in, I think we have to like pay attention to what they do, who they are. At the end of the day, I feel like your
Yeah.
friends around you can either like helps you become better, or they can like sometimes hurt you. So I think it's important, even though like yeah, you want to navigate, you want to meet people. But at the same time, you want to be wary. You want to be careful, making sure that you have the right people around you.
That's a fact.
You know.
That's a fact. Okay, let me I'm gonna switch it just a little bit as like a point, but like let's say you got some good friends, right?
Hmm.
But you're not into the same things as your friend, and that's a lot. That's cool, right?
Right.
Like y'all might be into different things. You're close friends though. How would you go about connecting with new like business connects or like connecting with new people that you want, you know what I mean, to be on the same page as you in the hobbies or interests that you're in? what
Damn.
would be your uh
And
what would be
that's
your piece on that?
damn, that's a hard one, right? You have a core group of friends. You guys are cool, but you guys are not into the same thing.
Yep,
Damn. Like, damn, I don't know, man. That's a hard one, right? Because at the end of the day, I think you just have to like, you have to have something in common too, though, right? Because yeah, you guys might have different things, but you have to like be able to like find something that both parties can have in common. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna be a lot harder, right? Let's say if the other person just want to go out and turn up every weekend, and I just want to go out, I just don't want to do that, and just want to like chill. It kind of makes it harder. But at the end of the day, if the person's a good person, I'm sure there are certain things that you can still find that you guys can enjoy together. You
that's a
know,
fact.
like for like Mickey, like my brother, he loves to turn up, right? And I love to chill, but there are other things that we have in common. We can do it together. You know, we have the business that we can work on together. You know, we have other things like the family, the kids. I can go over, hang out with them, and just something chill. So I feel like there's always gonna be a common ground, even though you guys like have something completely different. Like if there are still good people, y'all can still find something that y'all both gravitate towards, and that can have like something that you guys can talk about and connect with. But at the same time, it can be a little bit harder though, having someone who's complete opposite to do something completely different than you are. Because I believe like all my friends, bro, we have a lot in common.
That's a
Like you
fact.
guys, like we have in common. Like so, it's a lot easier to do things together. We all love music, we love traveling, we love fitness, health, all these things, trying to be better. So it's a lot easier to connect with those people. It's like dating a girl. Like it's like me dating a girl who doesn't like to work out. That's gonna be hard. I'm sure I can make it work. I'm sure I can like go to her Pilates classes and but it's gonna be a little bit harder, right? So
It's
I think
definitely harder, man.
yeah, it is
I
harder. I
definitely
think
try to
because
talk to chicks that just are not into music the same way or the same types of music, and it's just like it's tough.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
It's tough.
you hear this saying all the time, opposite attract, but I do believe similarity attracts, right? Because all the people that are in my life, bro, we are the same to a certain level, to a certain capacity. We all like the same type of music, same types of humor, like even
Hmm.
similar food. So like similarity to me matters more than
Yeah,
opposite. Because if y'all opposite, it's always gonna be a clash. Because this person want to go out and turn up every weekend, and your girl
yeah,
want to go every weekend party, you want to chill. Like, how is that? How you guys gonna be able to navigate that? So I believe like
that's
being
a fact.
similarity attracts to me than
And
opposite.
differences, I feel like the differences is what makes you you, right? You got a
Right,
group of friends, like, and I mean, we always have like shit like debates and shit like that, and
right,
you this person on that side, that person on that
right,
side. That's what makes them them.
right,
But the similarities is like why we actually work. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So
And
yeah,
similarity when it comes to like mindset, things like ethics, values, and those things, right? Because imagine having a friend that you're cool and everything, but he just believe like he just want to like the type of person just want to like cheat people when it comes to certain deals. Like you're like, bro, no, I don't do that. I don't live
yeah,
like that. Like you just want to
moves
cut
like that.
corners, like yeah, you're cool, but we're not similar when it comes from a moral standpoint, right? I think those are the things that the core values. Those are the things that keep friendship goes on for a long time. Similarities and relationship too.
That's a fact.
Because most people that I know that are dated, like the people we were a lot closer to, have a lot in common. Those are the relationships that are cool, that are fun because y'all can just sit down and just chill. Y'all have the same taste of music, bro. Not someone who want to listen to country music when I want to bump hip hop on a road trip. Oh, can I play my song? Can I listen to John Denver? No.
We can't actually. We can't actually.
And then you just gotta sit there and listen to it, even though you don't enjoy it, right? You just gotta like, so it makes it a little bit harder.
And
I
that
think.
can make them experience like suck almost. Like if we doing something I hate, like you know what I'm saying? It's like it's cool because you cool, but it's like, man, I can't do this forever. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I think definitely similarities matters more when it comes to friendship,
Yeah.
and just like because it makes it a lot easier, bro. It makes it easier, man. I think just to navigate because when we were in Europe, bro, it was a lot easier because we all wake up in the morning like everyone's like have energy, fun.
Mhm.
Imagine this one person who's just always there, grumpy, like complaining about every time, like, yeah, I want to check out the floor. No, like, bro, no.
Like, man, we gonna go to a tea spot, bro? We don't even drink tea, bro. Like,
Right,
like, all right, man, all right.
I'm I'm gonna tell the story. We had one coworker at Delta, right? I hope she's not on here, but anyway, yeah, because my underwriting team, we were like, we're not vegan, but however, this girl, this new hire, she was vegan, but
Right.
bro, by her being vegan, it's kind of like changed most of our plans and like things when we had like team events, because we had
Gotcha.
to like find like a vegan friendly spot. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that, but it just made it a lot harder, right? I'm eating my steak and I'm like, God damn, she judging me because I'm killing this steak right now.
Tearing it up too. I'm tearing it up, man. Matter of fact, let me get a nugget. You know what I'm saying? How's y'all calamari, man? Like, you know what I'm saying?
but but we just all like we went to this vegan spot, but I just had to like fake it. I was enjoying the food, and when she left, she moved like all my coworker like, yeah, I'm glad that she's not here no more. I was like, me too. I
I
was just trying to
feel
be the first one to
it,
say
man, because
that.
I feel like you have if you have any like extreme mindsets or lifestyle stuff for you, you can't just force that on other people though. You just can't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some
Right,
people try to do that with religion.
right,
Some
right,
people try to do that, like you said, like policing food. Just a lot of people think like when they do something, that's the right way
right,
to do it. That's just what it is. And like anybody outside of that
right.
is like, I have my cousin Ray, he's actually vegan, and he was just like, just because you're vegan don't mean you're healthy.
Right.
Like,
It's
you know what
facts.
I'm
It's
saying?
facts.
Like you
Yeah.
might not work out, you still, you know what I'm saying, eat
Right.
bread all the time and you
Right.
don't get no sleep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You drink all the time. You see what I'm saying? Like, so like that don't really,
Right.
so but I think what a lot of people do is try to like they try to pick an extreme lifestyle and then like police it for everyone else.
Right.
Like,
Right.
all right, you taking the fun out of everybody's life. Now you can give them the facts of like this is why you did it if they ask, but I feel
Right.
like there's certain things you don't have to police, and then at that point you might as well just you know what I'm saying get with your vegan tribe. What you say, the soy boys?
Yeah, so boy, yeah, bro. I was like, God damn, this like, but nothing wrong with being, like I said, nothing wrong with being vegan, but I'm just thinking
That's
about like,
wrong.
like the similarity part, right? Like, yeah, she's cool and everything, but just having her, even though like, yeah, it made it a lot harder because now whenever we're planning events, we have to think about a vegan spot.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
got to make
yeah.
sure that she fits in and just like, and I think that's kind of like the same with friendship, right? Because having people around you who are similar belief, yeah, I mean, you don't want your friends to just agree with everything, right? But just people who have the same value, mindset, and things as you make it a lot easier. It's like having a friend who's motivated than a friend who's lazy. Because
Yeah,
at the end of the day, if I want to go if I want to go to the gym, I'm like, hey, bro, let's do this. You wouldn't do that. The person like, bro, I'm tired. It just makes it a lot easier for you to like accomplish and achieve those things that you're trying to accomplish, from my opinion.
that's a fact.
Yeah,
That's
but I know, yeah,
fact, man. And like I think that the thing that you got to realize too is like even if you're not as motivated or you are like in that situation, the vegan,
right,
you got to be like I'll just get fries this
right,
time. Be a little
right,
flexible if you
right.
if you're on the
Nah,
extreme side.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Get you some fries. You know what I mean? I'm
yeah.
sure they got a fries or a salad at most places. Just you know what I'm saying? You don't need to have the full spread every time and change the
Yeah,
whole situation.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
So every time we have to like cater to her, man. But yeah, but yeah, but before we wrap up, man, what else you wanna say? Because we're gonna like in the next 5 minutes. What else you wanna add to it?
uh I know how not to make friends, man. Drop a diss song like Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to
uh,
K Dot, man.
they can't be friends. It's over. That
They
friendship is
can't. I know
done.
how you can never be friends again if you start
Yeah.
dropping. Shout out
They
to
can't.
K Dot, man. You
They
see the
they
shirt? You know what I'm saying? You see it?
they can't be friends.
You know what I'm saying?
What is saying? Let me see a
Are
shirt.
you happy for me? It's from the I went to the Kendrick
Concert.
tour when he was out and when he was in Phoenix. But man, yeah. That's the only thing I feel like I seen the whole weekend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Was just you know what I mean. So
Yeah. Well,
hey man, it's I'll say this one thing, bro, about that. J. Cole is looking smarter every day, boy.
yeah, I think so. Because the other day, you like, I feel like it's getting to a point now. Like, I don't like it no more. Though, 'cause I feel like you just like, bro,
It's
yeah,
Alabama. It's less
Yeah,
wild now.
yeah. At first it was fun, but now it's just like, man, it's just like two grown men just going at it. It's just like, damn. Now it's like, ooh, yeah. I feel like J. Cole kind of like did the right thing.
He
Wait,
look he,
one last question before we go though. Is there a way to like still be able to like reconcile friendship after one person crosses a certain line? Is there any way that you can like be able to
nah,
come?
bro. I think what's it called? You can't when it's on that level. I don't think so.
Mm,
You can't like if you heard J. Cole's against K
right,
Dot. See, like if that's like the
right,
kind of level of like, all
right,
right, you know what I'm saying? That's like it's like a friendly fire. That's
right,
like just friendly competition. And I think this is my big thing to say about that is like I think J. Cole knew it wasn't had a conversation or whatever
right,
and realized that it wasn't going to be this friendly fire.
right,
Maybe he wouldn't have been afraid to get into it if it was just like, yo, it's just going to strictly be
right,
competition. But
right.
when it started to lean into like people's
Yeah, all the
wives and
yeah, family,
their
kids.
character and their family and you know what I
Yeah,
mean, calling people in your family out by name and your circles and
yeah,
shit like that. That's when I feel like it's hard to ever really be cool with anybody again. Like, you know what I'm
right.
saying? Like that's where for me it'd probably be hard to ever cross that line. It would take some real
Yeah,
shit to get over that. Like I don't know, man. I feel like I'm pretty mature, man. But that
right,
it's some shit that and that would take a lot,
right.
bro. You know what I'm saying?
Even if they apologize, they're like, "Man, I'm sorry for saying all those things. You know, we're just in the heat of the moment. Like, I know I was wrong. I apologize." Even if it was like a sincere apology, you're still not willing to accept that.
Sometimes I seen this one thing that said it was like a broken window and it had a band-aid on it, and then it said this is what I'm sorry is. Like
Right. It's already.
it was like a broken window with a band-aid on it. So it's like the shit's still
Yeah, it's
broken. You
broken.
just try to it's like a little fix for it. You know what I'm saying? So I think, man, there's it's some lines that's crossed that you can't really
I agree.
ever be cool again, man. And I
I
think that's where
agree.
this level's getting in,
Yeah.
into, man. So
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like with relationship, there are certain things that she would say, do that you're like, nah, I can't go back. I can't take her back. This is the, yeah, I feel like that's
there's
kind of
some
where
things
it is
in a
right now.
relationship for me, you know what I'm saying? To each his own for everyone, but there's certain
Yeah,
things that happen in a relationship that I just
yeah,
I couldn't bounce back from. You feel me?
yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, just want to say, hey, thanks everyone for joining today. I appreciate you guys for
Shout out
tuning in.
to Cass,
Yeah,
everybody who was in here, man.
yep,
We on here every week. Z couldn't make it this week, man, but he's actually on his way back from Brazil right now. You know what I'm saying? I think he's on the flight, gets back in a couple hours, man. But we consistently here every week, man. So
yeah,
hey Cash, real quick, if you still here, bro, what's something if you could just drop in the chat real quick that you would want to hear us talk about? Or like a
yeah,
topic that you want to hear, you know what I'm saying?
right.
Just throw us an
If,
option real quick, man,
if
before
you
we
in
get out of
here,
here.
like, if you in here, what that's something you want to hear us talk about?
So we here every week though, man. What's this episode 27?
Episode 27, I believe. Cal said
Mentors.
mentors.
That's a good one, bro. That's a
All
good
right,
one, man.
for sure.
What up, Davion? We hopping off now, but that's
Yeah,
what we're gonna probably talk about this next time is just mentors, bro. That's a good one, bro.
yeah, that's definitely a good
Honestly,
one.
that's what we'll talk about next week, bro.
Yeah,
Hey, shout out to you, Cash.
shout out to Kaz, bro. And Kaz, like I said, man, you can always join the episode, bro. Let us know. Hop on. Come on live. Yeah, we're gonna be here every Monday. Yeah.
That's a
All right,
good one,
Ramond.
man.
Talk to you later, brother.
All right, bro. Be
All
easy,
right,
man.
easy. Peace.
Yeah.